Hello everybody, Grey Wolf here, and I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude for stopping by to watch another one of my build videos. Today I'm very excited and very pleased to bring you my updated version of my most popular build thus far, the Sorcerer Supreme, which is a Spore Warden Spellshot setup capable of soloing all content in the game, including all 3 raid bosses, the C50 chambers, and whatever else you feel like doing in Wonderlands. Also, I would like to extend my gratitude and thanks to my current subscribers, and if you like the video, which I'm hoping that you will, please consider liking, commenting, notifying, subscribing, and all that lovely jazz. And with that said, let's get right into the video. Alright everybody, I hope you liked my little montage with me slaying a bunch of enemies, goblins, and random ass mushrooms and mini bosses and all that kind of shit. But not much has changed with the skill tree since my C35 version. The only real difference is that I took a couple points out of imbued weapon and then I put it into Warcaster so that when I kill an enemy, I have a chance to instantly reload my mag of my equipped weapon. Now, Like I said, I don't really want to get too far into this, so as you see on the screen, you can copy the skill tree down. It's very solid, solid fire rate, extra movement speed, great gun damage, great spell damage if you want to use offensive spells, and then overall, hey, you know, I just kind of want to have a good time playing the game. I want to run around fast, shoot shit, and blow a bunch of stuff up. This is the build for you. Now, with that said, let's get into my gear loadout. Alright everybody, before we get into my gear loadout, I just wanted to flash my current myth rank and show you guys that it's on C50 and on intense difficulty. I have forgotten to do that in the past, so here she is. Okay, so starting out with my armor pieces. The first one I will be showing is the Cape of Tides that I use when I actually do want to use an action skill such as Barrage or Blizzard. The second one will be the one that has the highest amount of high thread count, which will give you the most consistent damage and the highest overall fire rate in the entirety of the setup, and also pairs very well with the Last Gasp shield, or ward in this game. The third armor piece will be focused on the highest amount of magic bullets you could get at +3, and will actually hit just a little bit harder than the wild mages, but it's really up to you. That's why I showed you these three armor pieces. These are the three I recommend for the build that seem to work out the best for me, at least. If you like a little bit more damage, go with the very last armor piece. If you like higher fire rate, then go with the middle armor piece. And if you prefer to run an action skill, then go with the first armor piece. Okay, so for the spells, a couple things I want to touch on. In slot, I highly recommend keeping a Buffmeister in your right hand and your offensive spell in your left hand, so that when you are firing your gun, you'll be able to use your offensive spell at the same time. Enchantment-wise, these enchantments that I'm showing you right now on screen on spellcast increase gun damage for 30% is probably your best in slot, as well as the enchanted Spellshot after casting a spell, increase gun damage and fire rate for a short duration. Now, you don't necessarily need to worry about that. And the reason you don't need to worry about that is because you're constantly going to be regenerating your shields with the Spellshot capstone. Now, the rest of these spells are just kind of recommendations, ones that I've tried out throughout bringing it up from C35 to C50, and they all seem to work pretty well. It all depends on what your playstyle is. There will be, like, if you want to use an empowering sigil, it's great for mobbing, great for defense, because it will almost instantly freeze your enemies with the strobes of radius, or however you want to say it. Then, like, the glacial cascade is good for multiple enemies as well, so is the twister. But like I said, I just wanted to show you all of these because these are the ones that seem to be the best in slot. Okay, so for my amulet and rings, I recommend using the Sacrificial Skeep or the Universal Soldier. Sacrificial Skeep will be the one you use mainly due to the survivability factor when you have it equipped, and then the extra frost damage because I pretty much use cryo damage. However, if you wanted to use any different element or non-elements with this setup, you will be quite effective. As for the rings, I actually have enjoyed using the shell casing ring. And the reason I like using the shell casing ring is because when your ammo is at 50% or less, the effects that you get from the ring, which are the bottom half of it, not the top, will be increased by 66%, which is actually a very substantial damage increase. However, if you wanted more consistency, I recommend using the Shark's Bane because it gives you a huge flat damage bonus on top with the sacrifice of not so much on the bottom. Okay, so from my ward selection, going from left to right, the Lich's Augur is just kind of a switch up from the normal three directly to the right of it. The Cursed Wit will be for your highest damage potential with your sacrifice of survivability. The Last Gasp will be for your most consistent damage, the extra fire rate boost, and when you need to reload, the reload speed. And the body rune will be your best overall comm as it boosts your health when you kill somebody, and then it gives you a little bit of a fire bonus. Okay, so for the weapons, these are the weapons that I use personally. These are my preferred ones, and some of them are not actually listed, like the Catatumbo and a few others that are actually quite viable that are a little forgotten about. Definitely try out whatever guns you prefer with the build, because I think you will be pleasantly surprised. I do recommend that whatever weapons that you use, you're going to want to match on spellcast that element of the weapon. Like if it's for poison, you're going to want to match poison. If it's for lightning, you're going to want to match lightning. And the on spellcast enchant will constantly be getting regenerated, so you don't really got to worry about the short duration that you're going to be getting the buff from that enchant. In conclusion, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who supported me thus far. You guys know who you are. It really means a lot to me. To my future subs, I'm going to be posting more C50 builds. I'm going to be updating my other two builds that I put out at C35. The save file will be available soon. I will link my Discord in the description so that you guys could get it from there. Other than that, I've really enjoyed making this build so far. I really hope you guys try it out, because I think you will have a very, very good time and a very, very good experience. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Take care.